Mark lost his job and now he's worried about his Social Security. Alex is retiring soon and has no idea what to do about Medicare. Does any of that sound familiar? Let's get into it today on the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show.
It's the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show.
All right, let's start with Mark. He was recently laid off, and like a lot of folks in their 60s, he is staring down the barrel of retirement with more questions than answers, and he sent this question in to us. He says, "Hey Michael, assume I take a position with a lower income, work until 67, and never again reach my current income. How is my Social Security payment determined once I reach full retirement age?" Mark, first off, you are not alone. I talk to folks every week who are laid off, switch to a part-time job, or just take a less stressful job later in life. And the first thing they want to know is, did I just wreck my Social Security? Well, the good news to that is probably not. Here is how it works. Social Security does not look at just your recent income. They go back and pull your highest 35 years of earnings, and they adjust that for inflation. So it doesn't matter if you earn them in your 30s, in your 50s, whenever, if it's in one of your top 35 years, then it will go into the calculation. So if you already have 35 solid years on your record and now you're earning less, the lower income probably won't replace one of those higher years. So in other words, it does not hurt you. Now, if you've got less than 35 years, then any new year, even if it's a lower paycheck, will replace a zero. So you're still helping your overall average just by working. Let's say you had a few years early on where you didn't take much or maybe took some time off. Adding even modest income at the end of your career is usually better than nothing at all. Now, Social Security takes those 35 years, runs them through a formula, and that gives you your primary insurance amount, the amount that you would get at your full retirement age. For most folks today, that age is 67. So it's worth knowing, if you file early, like at 62, you will permanently reduce your benefit. Waiting until 67 gives you your full retirement benefit. And if you wait even longer, up to age 70, you earn delayed credits that can boost your check by 8% every year. So if you have been laid off and you're considering working a lower wage job just to bridge the gap until retirement, no, you are not wrecking your benefit. And yes, even a smaller paycheck is better than no paycheck at all. Let me also throw a quick tip in here. Check your earnings record at ssa.gov. I've seen folks who were missing a few years or had some errors, and if you spot something like that, you get it fixed before you file, it can make a huge difference. Bottom line, don't panic. Social Security rewards your best years, not just your last ones. Now, let's go on to Alex's question. Alex wrote in and said, "Hey Michael, I am retiring soon. What do I do about Medicare between now and my retirement?" Well, Alex, you did not mention whether you're already 65 or still under the mark, but either way, this is a really common fork in the road for people approaching retirement. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down in both ways. If you're not 65 just yet, then Medicare is not on the table. So your two main options are COBRA or ACA Marketplace Insurance. COBRA is the one people hear about the most. It lets you keep the same insurance that you had through your employer, but now you're paying the full cost of the premium all by yourself. That's the part that surprises most folks because it is not cheap. Marketplace insurance, on the other hand, might offer a better deal depending on your income. If your income is dropping because you just left your job, you might qualify for some decent subsidies, and that can make ACA plans way more affordable than COBRA. But you've got to compare plans and networks carefully. Not every doctor accepts ACA plans in every county, and prescription coverage can vary also. So if you're under 65, I usually help folks compare both COBRA versus Marketplace, and we talk through which makes more sense financially and medically until Medicare kicks in. Now, Alex, if you are already 65 or you're turning 65 as you retire, then Medicare becomes part of the conversation, and timing matters when it comes to that. If you're still working and have active employer insurance, you may be able to delay some parts of Medicare with no penalty. However, if you are retiring and losing employer coverage, here's the deal. COBRA, like we talked about earlier, it does not count as credible coverage for your Medicare. So if you delay signing up for Medicare and stick with COBRA instead, you could get hit with late enrollment penalties and coverage gaps. And the same goes for marketplace plans. Those don't protect you from late enrollment penalties from Medicare. So if you're 65 or older and retiring, I usually recommend people enroll in Part A, which is typically free, Part B, and then either we try to look at a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medigap and drug plan combo. Which route you take depends on a few things: your health, your prescriptions, whether you like to travel, how often you see doctors, and so on. The biggest mistake people make is assuming COBRA or ACA coverage is good enough, and they delay Medicare without realizing that these penalties are lifelong. So Alex, if you are under 65, we compare your ACA options to COBRA and try to help you bridge the gap. If you're 65 or over, then Medicare needs to become your main coverage, and I can help you make sure the switch is smooth and penalty-free. Well, that is a wrap for this week's Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show. I'm Michael Andrews with Andrews Insurance and Advisory, your go-to for Medicare, Social Security, retirement planning, and yes, even investing. So whether you listen to us on KPRV, watching the replay on Facebook or YouTube, or tuning into the podcast, I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. You got questions for a future show? Want help with retirement game plan? Head over to andrewsinsurance918.com and click on Howdy Neighbor. You can send in a question, watch past episodes, or grab a time on my calendar for a one-on-one talk. And if you want to take this relationship to the next level, you can always just give me a call at 918-774-5899. Don't forget to like, follow, and share with your friends and family. You never know who might need help making sense of all this stuff. Thanks again, and we will see you all next week on the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show. Thanks.
It's the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show, helping you plan so your money will grow. No need to worry, we'll make it clear. Medicare and retirement right here.